The US economy just entered the danger zone and nobody's talking about it. You see, Trump just dropped a major trade bomb. He is launching 50% tariffs on Brazil, threatening 35% on Canada and certain sectors, and a bit of a caveat there, 30% on Mexico and the EU. And if Russia doesn't pull out of the Ukraine, he's calling for crippling tariffs within 50 days. This isn't just political noise here. This is global economic shockwave, and it's already hitting your wallet. You see, copper prices we talked about last week had already exploded to all-time highs. Coffee futures surged 40%. The US dollar is wobbling, although hitting a slight high here. The US dollar is in trouble, and the Fed is absolutely paralyzed. Trump's trade letters have real bite here, and investors know it. By August 1st, most of the Western world will be facing higher costs on core goods. And remember, tariffs are just a hidden tax to consumers. This is how inflation creeps back in. It's quiet. Not through money printing this time, although that is always there, but this is really through policy-induced supply shocks. Now, the Fed can't hike, as I already mentioned. That would collapse the markets instantly. But it can't really cut either. Not when inflation continues to creep through the roof, and food, energy, and metals, and right across the board, we are seeing more and more spikes. So what do they do here? Well, nothing. They jawbone, they stall, and they pray it passes. At least that's what's anticipated for July, although we'll talk a little bit more about that shortly. Now, if we're taking a look at gold, it's been up to about 33.60 here, which is its most recent high, and not really showing too many signs of slowing down, although very slightly off that high right now. Silver is also approaching a breakout position and territory after kissing $39, pulling back very slightly today. Now, platinum, the forgotten metal, is gaining a lot of attention lately. And then there's Bitcoin, up over 123,000, kissing new highs, it seems, almost every hour before pulling back, currently sitting at about 120, just shy. Now, why all this? Well, because people are waking up to the fact that fiat is falling, quietly but consistently. Gold patience and protects your wealth. Bitcoin protects your freedom, and silver and commodities protect against Fed missteps. You see, tariffs are inflationary. A weak dollar, inflationary. Fed afraid to act, inflationary. And when inflation does hit, what assets do best? Well, hard money. We have gold, silver, crypto, scarce resources, copper, oil, coffee. This is why we're seeing a rotation out of overvalued tech stocks and into real tangible assets. Now, what do we have to look forward to here? Well, we've got the August 1st tariffs and the deadlines there. Expect market jolts and volatility between then and now. We've got the CPI report, which is due on Tuesday. If it comes in hot, gold and Bitcoin could very likely see a major reaction. We've got to watch the Dixie, or the dollar index. If the dollar breaks higher than 101, well, you can see capital flee out of into metals and crypto. Now, at the same time, I anticipate that there's going to be a lot more pressure on the Dixie because Trump wants the dollar to be lower. Now, Russia sanctions are another thing we need to see because there is a high risk. And what could happen here? Well, we could see energy and fertilizer prices absolutely spike. Now, this is a turning point, not a headline. And most people won't feel it until it's too late. But the ones who study money, well, a lot of them have already moved. So I'll leave this with you. Drop a comment down below on what you're watching, metals, crypto, or markets in general. Hit subscribe if you want real-time, no-spin analysis, and share this video because the next wave of inflation isn't a theory, it's already here. Until then, I'll see you at the opening bell.